Hi, happy Saturday. Okay, this is totally details slash comparison video take four. But that's fine. That's fine. I've never really done a details video or a size comparison video, so I kind of want to do that now. And doing the comparison video between Grumpy Grace and Leonie. They're both sculpts from Ping Lao because when I was waiting for Leonie, like I had tons of questions about her body, about her, flexibility and also her size. Like, even though I knew she was 4 inches bigger than Grace, I kind of wanted to know what that looked like as far as like clothes size and also the amount of space she was going to take. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of discuss her both their details. And so I'll start off by giving you kind of like a full body view of them. So let me go ahead and do that. So I'll try not to make you too dizzy. And so Leonie is 32 inches and Grace is 28 inches. But you can see that's like a huge deal. Like Leonie's body is very slender. Her legs are more slender. She doesn't have that baby fat that Grace has. And her arms are longer. Her feet are a little bit longer, but they're slimmer. And so I actually ended up using the same size shoe. Actually, I lie. When I bought shoes for Grace, I bought them like a size bigger. So I think I bought a size 4, and those fit Leonie just fine. And so, yeah. And so now I'm going to go into some details about their painting. And then I will kind of play around with different poses for Leonie so you can see how having the cloth upper thigh really gives her more flexibility and posability, because that was one of the things I struggled with in the beginning when I commissioned her. Was like, do I want her to stand? Do I want her to not have the armatures? Will it affect her posability? And so I went with not having armatures, and I bought her a doll stand. And actually, I bought one for each of my toddlers. So for my June awake, but she's a heavy girl, she's a heavy girl. So we'll see how that works out. And I just kind of want to point out that Pumpkin, this little guy, has kind of, I don't want to say gotten in the way because he's always welcomed. He's my baby. But he has a sixth sense for knowing when I'm going to start filming. But not just that, he's been feeling a little bit down. And he's purposefully, by the way, closing his eyes on you. He's been feeling a little bit down because I have my new doll. And of course, I've been fussing with Leonie and kind of prepping videos. And so he feels left out. Like, even though, we've had our cuddle time and we've played, he just feels a little bit sad. So he's gotten in the way. Okay, I don't want to say that, but he's decided he's going to take up this space. And I don't shoo him because he's actually really good with the babies. He's really good with the dolls. He's not destructive. He's very gentle. And I don't have any other word for it, but very loving. And the only thing is he will rock August in his cradle when he wants attention. And so a couple times he has jumped in there with him, but he never is destructive. Anyway, just kind of want to mention that. So let's get down to the details because me and my long videos, I don't want it to be that long. And so let's start with Leonie first. Leonie was painted with a Genesis heat set, and her artist Aurora told me that she used a mixture of 12 different colors to achieve that skin tone. And I remember when she was painting August for me, who is about 2 shades darker than Leonie. Don't quote me. Like, this is just like from a lay person looking at, looking at August. But I remember when she was in the early process, I was a little bit worried because I saw that the the center of his face was very light. And so I kind of asked about that. I said, well, is he going to have a darker skin tone? And she explained to me that, she did a lighter, tone in the middle, kind of like where the your T zone would be, because that's the center of kind of life, of bringing life to the face. And so she said it in Spanish. She says el rostro, el rostro meaning the face. That's where the light is supposed to come. And so if do light in the center, it looks less monochromatic. It doesn't look monochromatic, and it really creates an illusion when the light plays off their faces. And so you can see the shading in Leonie's eyes, on her inner eyelid. You can see it on the top of her cheeks, on her upper lip, and of course on the side of her face. And so when you look at her from different directions, you can really see the different shading. And so what I liked about Aurora's work too, and what I love about Leonie is, of course her face is important, but she also does a lot of detail on her body. And so what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of shading here. And so it's beautiful, like you'll see there. And then you'll see it, of course, on her limbs as well. And look how beautiful her hand is. Let's see if you can see it here. And I love the comparison between, my hand and hers. I just think it's the sweetest. So yeah. And then here she has cloth, right? And let me move this. I love the shading on her legs. So the knee. And the way it looks like from different angles, it's like beautiful. And it seems like she has a little dimple there. I don't know if you can see. She has kind of still that kind of baby fat, the kind of toddler chunkiness, but you can see she's kind of losing it because she's like more little girlish. And you can see her beautiful creasing here. And what I love, and I'm so weird, is that Aurora pays a lot of attention to, the limbs, and she does beautiful creasing. And what I love are these toenails. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit light. Okay, there you can see it. I'm not into the whole French manicure thing, but look, it looks like a real child's toenail. Like you can see the little white here, just like my nails that desperately need a manicure. So you can see the light, and then you can see the little toenail there, the white on the top. And so it's beautiful. And I don't need to say it. I mean, you obviously can see it for yourselves. And so just the way the light hits her limbs, and just the way the shading plays, the light plays off the shading. It's really beautiful. And look, the bottom of her feet, I feel like tickling them. There it is. How cute is that? And so I'm going to show you the other side. Here we go. And of course, Pumpkin is here, not budging an inch. Yeah, yes, Pumpkin, they know you're here. And look at the beautiful shading. And again, she has like that little dimple there. You can see it better. Beautiful. Love the way the light plays on that. And here, if you take a look, let's see, hopefully you can see her shading. It's even more beautiful in person because you can really see the knuckles. And then, of course, the beautiful, beautiful nails. Not French tipped. Sometimes I think, artists have their toddlers look like those kids from Tots and Tiaras, like those toddler beauty pageant contestants. And, that's some people's style, and that's fine, but I just thought it was a little funny. So yeah, so what else? She was made with 12 different colors. Oh, yes, another thing. She has texture. And so I know this has been a big deal, in the doll community. I know Katie from My Little World, I think it was recently when she did a live, she mentioned that one of her dolls, the varnish was not done to her taste. And that's not the only channel that has mentioned it. Kits to Cradles, she's a collector, but she's an artist. And so she's ordered, dolls, reborns from other artists. And she says that a surprising number of them come unvarnished. And so she is just really surprised when she gets them, and she basically has to varnish them herself. And so Aurora says she used a mixture of 3 types. And so here, her skin is textured, but it's not rough. And I really do, like the feel of it. And my June Awake, for example, she's textured as well, but her skin it does feel rough. And so I love it because it's smooth, like you can still feel the texture. But it's not so thick, I guess. But just, it's going to do what it's meant to do, which is to protect the paint. Okay, and so here we go with my little grumpy Grace, and here she is still being jealous of her big sister. Grumpy Grace. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Aurora used a different technique for Grace. She used air dry paint set. Yeah, that's what she did. And so unlike Leonie, she used a mixture of 3 colors for Grace. And it's beautiful. I love I love her beautiful olive skin tone. And she's just amazing. And I'm just gonna, you can see, if I get close, you can see her shading. And the light really doesn't do it justice. She is just beautifully shaded. And then you can see her creases. And then here you can see her lovely, lovely coloring. And so I'm going to pull back a little bit. And so you can compare both of them. And I was going to do a changing video, and I'm not, because this is just long enough, just perfect. And so you probably see clothes there. I was going to change them into their party dresses for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to have Kiani's welcome home party. And so that's going to be another little video there. I hope you liked the one I just posted, but tomorrow will be slightly different. So as far as the technique I'm going to use, that one was just spur of the moment. I'm going to do it because if not, I'm going to put it off forever. Anyway, here are my 2 lovely big girls, and here they are. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful. Oh, and then just clothes size. It's so funny because I was told that Grace wore 12 to 18 months, and I find that she doesn't. In most sizes, she's a solid 12 months. And so when I was shopping for her and nesting, I guess you can call it, I bought her 12 to 18 month size dresses, and they didn't fit her, which is kind of okay because Leonie can wear that size. But there's a little caveat, and this is a caveat. I would recommend you buy 24 months for Leonie, because in most clothing, a 12 to 18 is too big, and also you have to take into consideration the cloth. And so you don't want it to be too short on her. You want it to, and also you don't want the tight clothing to rub against her skin because, it's going to wear out the paint. It's going to create shine. And so a 24-month size fits her perfectly. That's what I would recommend. And I would recommend a size 4 shoe and a size 3 shoe for Grace. So 4/5 for Leonie and 3 for Grace. And what else was I going to say? Oh yeah. So the only reason I'm gonna dress Leonie in 12 to 18, it's because the particular brand I bought in dresses, they're hand sewn and they tend to run bigger. So it worked out perfectly. And so yeah, this is the end of our video. We thank you so much for joining us. And Pumpkin, can you say bye to our wonderful, wonderful Reborn family? Pumpkin? Okay, that's as much as you're going to get. And yeah, have a wonderful Saturday. Bye.